So just give me 1 second. Is that working? Hopefully that's working. How are you guys today? How is everything? I am just starting to work on my, well, this is actually an acrylic painting, but I'm not getting the blending I want in the background, so I'm going to go over mixed media in this, so doing a bit of oils on it as well, which is not an issue. A lot of the times people tend to do backgrounds in acrylics and then switch over to oils, so it's not an issue. You can't do the opposite though. But yeah, I'm just not quite getting the nice blending that I'm after with the acrylics, so I like to try and fuse some oils together with this one. So it's a super hot day here today, actually. I really don't want to be working with glazing medium because that means I need to open my windows, and at the moment that is going to be really warm, so if I can help it, I'd prefer not to, you know, if that is possible. Tell you about it, it's hot there too. Oh, I bet it's worse there, because you guys have the humidity to deal with as well, you know. I much rather just have, you know, much rather prefer just the heat and not the added humidity as well. So I think I would love to stay here. But yeah, hopefully I don't have to use glazing medium. It is a bit of an early stage, you know, to be working with glazing medium anyway, so shouldn't be an issue. I've ordered some new gesso boards because I want to start painting 2 new pieces soon, so it would be super exciting. Hopefully it comes next week and I can make a start on my next piece, because my other 2 are pretty much almost done. I don't have a whole heap of work left on them. How am I here? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Didn't have a very big day today, so just getting into the painting, so to speak, so yeah, not too bad. So I think I need to start by refining, probably her dress would be a good place to start. This is a piece I started very long ago. So a couple of my, you know, stylistic elements have changed a little bit over time, but in general, you know, it's fairly similar, so. I seem to be unable to clean my favorite brush properly. No matter what I do, it's got this residual pink in it, and I really don't need that right now, you know? I feel like I need to give them both a good soak in something a little bit stronger. And then that will probably work, because this is, you know, just giving me a bit of grief. Going over everything and just getting pink everywhere I look. Not quite ideal, but I'll try and just let it rest in there, and hopefully that gets rid of a bit of, you know, that residual pink, but I can keep using it. But yeah, got a lot of work on this one actually, because yeah, the main issue was that background that wasn't quite working yet. But I need to do all of these grasses down the bottom as well, so it's gonna take me a while, but it'll be good fun, you know. Be a whole lot of fun. Just gonna see if I can close up that window over there so I don't get more heat coming in. It is so hot here at the moment. It looks awesome so far. Oh, thanks guys. I'm glad you think that. Yeah, I put this one on hold because the acrylics just weren't doing it. I wasn't getting anywhere blending that background, so I needed something that was going to, I don't know, blend a little bit better. So. What have you guys been up to for today? Had busy days or? Nothing much so far. Have to take your grandma in for an eye checkup at 4:30. Okay. Well, I hope that goes well. Hope her eye is doing okay. It's never good to, you know, always so uncomfortable having eye issues and such, so. Or is it just like a normal checkup? It's so funny, you know, a couple of years back, I didn't notice a lot of, you know, the stylistic or anatomy issues that I had in this piece. And now looking at it again, I'm seeing a lot more mistakes that I'd like to fix up. So yeah, it's definitely interesting if you leave a piece and then come back to it couple of years later, you know, you notice a lot more. And so yeah, so because I've switched from you know, switched over to different paint, I may not actually be able to achieve the same blue I had before, so I'll do my best, but it's okay. I'm gonna go over this you know, with a lot of paint, so not the end of the world. Getting it as close as possible is the real, you know, the real challenge. Yeah, she had a cataract surgery yesterday, so today is just to make sure nothing is wrong. Oh wow, that is quite intense. Really hope she's okay. That must be so painful. Well, I think I have found a way to get this background color exactly the same, or very, very similar, so that's good. Very happy about that. It's not going to be identical, but that's alright. Because I think my oil blue that I have is this cobalt blue, and I'm pretty sure I had a different blue for my acrylics, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of a touch and go process to get it all looking the same again, but not the end of the world. So luckily I'll be able to get the actual blending I'm after finally, you know. Because I haven't been able to get that sort of blending before. Just gotta get this color right though. oil paints definitely mix a lot differently to my acrylic paints, that's for sure. Because I'm working with completely different colors now, so it's definitely being a struggle. Trying to get that purpley tint, but I don't know. I am wondering if I need to go to the store and you know, try and find some similar blue to the one I had in acrylics, you know. What time is it where I am? It's 2:50 p.m. at the moment, Natalia. What time is it where you are, and where are you from? Yeah, that's getting there. No, I think I'm gonna be able to wing it. It's gonna take a lot of mixing, so it'll definitely be worth my while to go to the art store this weekend and shop around for some, you know, more similar paints that I had to my acrylics. It'll just save me a lot of time not having to mix up this many, you know, different shades. But I'm certainly happy that I'm switching over to oils for this one, because I don't want to be dealing with the same, you know, issues trying to blend that acrylic. It's just giving me a whole lot of grief, so this is much, much better. You're from Chile and it's almost 2 a.m. Wow, that is so late. Yeah, I was trying to start a little bit earlier today, but things happened and I wasn't able to, so yeah. Mixing paints scares you because you can never get the same shade when you need to remix them. Right, well, I mean, it's very much a touch and go process, you know. Not always easy to get the same one over and over again, but you can. Just gotta keep going. I hope the camera isn't being, let me know if it's very annoying with the bouncing, because I know my easel is quite wobbly, and if it is very bouncy I can switch over to the other microphone and it won't be as annoying, so just let me know. This one is quite a bit clearer though, so that's why I try to use this one. Where am I? I'm from Australia. I'm from Adelaide. So, yeah. We've still got plenty of daylight left, luckily, because I need to make some progress on this one, you know? You guess you're an owl? Yeah, I guess so too. Most definitely, from the sounds of it. The other nice thing about working in oils is that I can finally, you know, I don't have to wonder how light this is gonna dry. So as you were saying, Robin, you know, mixing paint up in oils is one thing. Mixing it up in acrylics means you also have to compensate for it drying a lot darker. So what you see when you lay it down is one thing, but what you see eventually is going to be an entirely different thing. So yeah, that's another reason why I've been really struggling to get this smooth, because it dry, you know, even if I mix the right shade, yeah, it's just been a bit of a nightmare trying to compensate for how it dries as well. So hopefully I'm over that phase now, you know. Definitely keen to move on. Yeah, this one's got a lot of work because because a number of things have changed. But this is a painting from my mum, so yeah, I'm hoping I can finish it because she wants to hang it up somewhere in her house, which will be so exciting, you know. You're feeling a little hungry, so you're going to make a snack with, and you'll be back soon. No worries, take your time. This is relaxing? Oh, thank you, Natalia. I'm so glad. So glad you're finding it enjoyable. And your late night, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, up so late, but I'm so glad that it's at least being relaxing. Hopefully, you know, it sets the mood for you to go and get some good sleep soon. So yeah, once again, so happy I switched over to oils because it's making my whole life a lot easier, definitely. I can still get that beautiful vibrant color, but this weekend I'm gonna go and try and find a different shade of blue because I currently got cobalt blue, and I want to try and find something maybe a little lilac-ish, just because it'll make my whole life easier trying to, you know, get this whole thing done. Be a lot bit simpler. I really like the color scheme I've picked for this painting, so really want to try and stick to that. Am I an art teacher or student? I'm neither, actually. I'm not an art teacher, and I'm a little bit past the student stage. I didn't study art. I studied illustration, which is essentially art, but a very different line of, you know, work. So fine arts is a little bit different from illustration. So I studied illustration at uni. I specialized in that for a year after my graphic design course. And yeah, essentially painting is something I kind of taught myself, really. We never really had proper classes for that. We sort of tried, we did some classes doing, you know, graphite and stuff in one of my electives, but I don't really remember doing a lot of painting at uni. I think we may have had like 1 or 2 projects of painting, possibly. That is so strange. It's like that paint has gotten wet. Oh, hang on, that's what happened. I did go over in white. I completely forgot. That's okay. We can cover it up again. Are you studying art at the moment, or are you interested in art, or is it your hobby, or what is it for you? Creepshow, good evening. Welcome. How are you? I've definitely got a couple of anatomy issues going. You're well? How am I? I'm good. I'm good. Really happy that I'm getting back into this piece because I left it for a long time because I had some struggles with the background that I sort of needed to overcome. So yeah, really happy to finish it soon, hopefully. This looks amazing. Thank you, thank you. Don't worry, we all make typos from time to time, don't we? So I do have some anatomy issues that I'm going to have to resolve, which is why I'm going to be going backwards a little bit, but it's not the end of the world because I can fix up whatever I set down to begin with, you know? How large is this piece? It's a little bit larger than A3, so that's about my hand for scale. So yeah, an A4 is about half this size, so it's just a little bit bigger than than an A3. So if I were to put an A3 on, you'd have like probably a thumb's length of border around the ends, I think, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not super big, but also not super small. My other piece is a lot smaller. So I've done 2 different paintings, well, 3 actually, before. But I'll show you some of my other paintings besides this one. That's still a good size? It is. Yeah, it's a really good size. Do I like Lana Del Rey? Yes, I love her music. She's awesome. This is one of my other pieces that I've been working on fairly recently. Still needs a bit of work. I need to touch up some details in her skirt, need to touch up some of the background, blend it a little bit better. But yeah, she's got some fairy floss and dancing with her spider. So yeah, it's still a little bit on the wet side, this one, because I was working on it a couple of days ago. So it's just drying before I can keep going. This one is one of my other pieces that is a fully acrylic piece. I really loved working on the clouds in this one. There's a better image of it on my Instagram account because you can't quite see everything here, but it's got a tiny little bird, a little alien in yes, this one's acrylic. Little alien in a toy spaceship and tiny little echidna below, but yeah. This one took me, I think, 40 to 50 hours if I remember. I'm pretty sure. So that's one of my other pieces that I really love. This one is one I did fairly recently, of the Grim Reaper, Pumpkin Reaper. Yeah, so loved working on this one. This one didn't take as long as the others because it's obviously a lot smaller and less complex, but really loved working on that one. So yeah, I'm hoping to finish this one soon as well. And then I can, you know, have a little bit of a bigger portfolio going with those. These are great, thank you. How do I make it look so realistic? I don't know. I don't even really consider my art realistic. I think there's a lot of artists who paint more realistic than I do. I think I just, I look at a lot of references, so, always make sure I have a good reference on the side. I don't really use references for my, human characters, but things like, for example, the birds here, I definitely do use references for those because it just helps me get it more accurate and lifelike and everything. So yeah, I definitely do like using references. And yeah, I think the rest of it's really just playing around with colors that I like, trying to match up colors that are aesthetically pleasing, really. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's it, and then just be patient, layer by layer by layer, because it's not going to happen real quick. Sometimes to me it feels like paintings never get finished and they just go on and on and on and on. And I just have to remind myself, every little bit, every stroke of paint that I set down gets me that one step closer to it. Because it can get really disheartening if you, spend ages on a piece and it's just feeling like it's never gonna get there. So yeah, at the moment I'm just fixing up some of the anatomy issues with her, because last time I worked on her I was a lot more inexperienced, so really starting to notice the issues in this piece, and I want to fix those up. So hopefully I can get that done. Which one of the paintings did you guys prefer, just out of interest? You were trying to paint leaves, but you had difficulty with depth. Leaves are actually quite tricky, to be honest. Yeah. You like the little dancer creep show, and you like this one, Natalia. Good to know. Everybody has different tastes, don't we? So she just had these very dangly, elongated hands before, so I'm trying to make them a little bit more realistic at the moment. Just fix them up, because I don't want her to be so out of proportion, You would put that in your daughter's room. Oh, that would be so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I'd be honored to be in your little kid's room. So I'm always inspired to paint kids. That's why, I guess, it means a lot being able to be in their rooms, have my artwork in their rooms. Yes, the leaves far away and the ones with more light was extreme. I know, painting plants that are far away is super hard. Just because, there's so much detail, and where do you begin, But yeah, definitely not an easy one, that. You would frame it in a nice antique frame. That would be gorgeous, yeah. Yeah, I always collect beautiful antique frames for my work. But they're often hard to come by, to be honest. Not always that easy to track ones down. seem to need a little bit more of a delicate brush, but that one could work. Let me try this one. You used to custom frame for a bit. Whoa! I need to get in touch with you then. That must be awesome. Custom framing would be the dream, honestly. Then you could get things exactly the way that you want, right? Little old ladies would always give you their frames. You got a few nice ones. You loved it. I bet. That sounds like a, you know, a super rewarding hobby. I have a feeling my solvent is scraping the paint underneath a little bit, which is going to be a slight issue. Seems to be happening. Not sure why. Little old ladies. That's the best though. That's where you get the best stuff. Those antiques that were collected over a long period of time. Yeah. I think I need my paint to be a bit more dry, and then it won't do that. Yeah, you like the cute ones with old frames they wanted to replace. They were all so nice. Yeah, old people are always so patient, aren't they? Patient and caring. You need to send me some pictures of the frames you made. Love to see those. That'd be so awesome. You put a cat drawing you did in one. It's one of your favorites. Right. Yeah, that sounds super special. hopefully once that dries, I'll be able to go over it and I'll fix up a lot of that streakiness that we've got at the moment. You put, nice to meet you, time to go. Nice to meet you too, Natalia. I'm so happy you've popped by. Hope that I get to see you soon. Is this oil? The background area is done in acrylics and I'm now using oil, yes. The other paintings, 2 of them are oils and 1 of them is fully done in acrylics. So bit of a mix what I work with, but switching over to oils here at the moment. Aww, what cute little emotes. You haven't done much in oil, okay. Well, I much prefer oil, it's my favorite medium of all of them, so I would definitely recommend giving it a good go, you know. You might like it a lot. You do like how you can work longer. Yeah, that's definitely helpful. I think it's just that, you know, being able to blend easily is definitely a huge help. And also, you know, when you work with acrylics, you mix up the paint, but once it dries a bit darker, so you don't have that issue with oils. What you see is what you get, which is really helpful. So that's another good reason to switch to oils if you're really struggling with that, you know, which I was. So yeah, I wanted something that was a little bit easier to work with, really. Probably try and work on this one again tonight because I have a lot of work to get done on this one. So really want to try and push it where I can, you know. What time is it where you live at the moment? 11:50 p.m. on Wednesday. Ah, right. So whereabouts are you? You must be somewhere in the States, I guess. It's my guess, but I could be totally wrong. You are. Yep, I thought so. Definitely thought so. Keep forgetting why I mixed blue. Wanted to fix something up and now I don't remember what, but oh well. So I'm trying to reduce the broadened shoulder she's got here because it's just, you know, a little bit different to how I want her to look. Just adjusting little bits and pieces that I want. Just looking at my Instagram, some really nice work on there. Thank you. Thanks, Creepshow. Yeah, I've been had a bit of a struggle last year trying to find enough time to work on things. But this year I've really been pushing it a lot more. And I'm really happy that I have because, you know, trying to make some actual progress on things and such, so yeah. So I've definitely fixed up her hands, you know, more than I expected today. I'm really happy. You can understand that finding time is sometimes the hardest challenge for you. Yeah, definitely. I mean, art is extremely time consuming, especially my oil paintings, which is why I haven't done a lot of those last year. You know, I just didn't have the time, and it was a bit of an issue. So hopefully that time has come to an end, and I'm finally, you know, getting to a point where I can dedicate to it a little bit better. So should be pushing out more paintings very, very soon. That would be the hope. What do you like painting? What's your favorite content to paint? You can't wait to see them? No, well, you already saw those that I just showed you. Yeah, hopefully there will be more to come. But thank you, I'm so glad you like following along on things. You do mural type works as well as some design work. Okay, so like, are you meaning ceramic mural work, like the chipped up stuff that you sort of add, or are you meaning like you paint murals? Because I guess those are quite different things. You painted murals. Whoa, that is a lot of fun. That is a super awesome project to work on. So do you know the artist Edom Crew? Well, they're a duo of artists actually, not just one, and they make some pretty awesome work. You should know them. I'll type their name in the chat and I'm sure you'll recognize them when you see them. But yeah, have a look at Edom Crew. I'm sure you'll love their murals. Lettering type stuff, calligraphy, nothing really crazy. Calligraphy is super cool. That is great looking stuff, yeah. Another great graffiti artist is Natalia Rak, or R-A-K. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'll type it in the chat as well. She's also got some really epic graffiti art, so you may want to check her work out as well. But those are my favorites, to be honest. I definitely do think her proportions are getting there, getting closer to what I'm after. Also great work, yeah, I know. They're definitely my favorites, those two. Did I go to art school? Kind of. I studied graphic design, and then I did a year of electives in in illustration. So it's not quite art like this kind of stuff. It's more of like book illustrations and things for editorials that I studied in. This kind of thing I mostly taught myself, but I guess that having that background in illustration is definitely helpful. So, gives you that understanding of how things work. You're studying graphic design too. That's awesome. What do you want to be working in once you finish? Because it's such a wide, career. You could do a lot of things with that. You want to own a sign shop and specialize in murals. That sounds pretty cool. How would you go about setting up your own sign shop though? Like, do you have savings set up for that, or do you want to save up for that for like an eventual thing? Old school sign painting. Yeah, that's gonna be like quite a satisfying career to work in, Definitely. Well, I hope that you can set that up. That would be awesome, I was trying to fix up the symmetry in her neck here because it just has a couple of anatomy issues. So hopefully I can resolve that. When I started this painting, I didn't know a lot about it, so do I do anything with my graphic design training? Yeah, I have some freelance clients that I work with when I'm not painting or doing any illustration. I do graphic design, so I do web design, and I also do logos, branding, all that kind of thing, EDMs, pretty much all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got some really lovely clients that I work with, which is awesome. But I'd love to be doing more painting if I can. That's what I would want to be doing with my time almost all the time. So I'm trying to work towards that, really. I think I've been working in graphic design for about 6 years, so yeah, it's been a while, that's for sure. What made you choose that as a career? You just wanted to do something creative, I'm guessing? Be able to put your creative talents to good use? correct. And graphic design is more job security than a fine arts degree. Yeah, a fine arts degree is something else, to be honest. I mean, it's a really satisfying career if you can get it to work for you, but definitely not, a whole lot of job security in that's for sure. You need to be a really good type of entrepreneur if you want to make that work, so. You're minoring in realistic painting. You don't think it would work for you? You're not that good. Well, you know what? Sometimes it takes a while for you to build that talent, Sometimes maybe now is not the right time, but you never know, like later on, in your part-time, your free time, you could have built that talent up enough to be able to reach a point where you can actually do that, as your primary career. You never know, so don't give it up. That's all I'll say. But yeah, it's definitely good to be realistic and, keep your options open. So. That's very true. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've known a lot of people who maybe now wasn't the right time for them, but they kept honing their skills in their free time while they had a side job, and they eventually got better and got more confident in their ability, and then they eventually decided now is the right time, now I want to be doing this other thing, and yeah, it's you never know, that's all I'll say. I mean, in general, we're very good at understanding, where our work fits in. Not always. Sometimes we're too critical of our work, and other times, I guess, there are people who aren't critical enough. But I think in general, most of us have a pretty good idea of, how much we need to practice before we're confident enough to sell our work as a service. Because you don't want to be doing that when you're not confident. It's just going to stress you out, really. And yeah, I think honing that skill and then ending up with that confidence years later, then you're going to really enjoy it once you get back into it. And you're also going to be proud and confident, proud about what you're selling and confident about it. And that's going to, drive a lot more success than when you're sort of not sure. So yeah, I have to tackle this other hand at the moment because it's both too big and it's not anatomically correct, so I need to do some adjustments here. You never know, that's true. Makes it fun. You enjoy the learning along the way, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. That's the intriguing part, reaching that point. And then once you're there, you remember how much you put into it and how much it means to you as well. So, definitely very true. I kind of want to bring her hand out, I think a little bit more, so she's actually holding the paper bag instead of just resting it like that. So I think I'll do that. Bring it down a little bit more and have her holding it so it looks more interactive. I'm gonna need a couple of layers to probably cover that up, but that's okay. I'll try and use some linseed oil to mix it up a little bit better. See if I can quickly grab a pencil so I can just sketch that out and hopefully have it make more sense. Because I just want her to look like she's interacting with that a little bit better than she is at the moment. That should work. Oh my goodness, thank you for the sub, Normie Osborne. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. Welcome, and I'm glad to see you here. Please do feel free to, drop your links and everything. You love my style, you can never catch my stream, only my posts on Instagram. Aww. What's your username on my Instagram account? Because I'll probably recognize you. I'm very, in general, very familiar with everybody following me on Instagram, so... It's the same as your Twitch? Okay, so you just... I guess then don't comment quite a lot, because I'm pretty sure I should know your name if you've, commented and everything. But thank you. I'm so so happy that, you keep up with my work. I really appreciate that. And thank you for popping by. I am actually trying to stream, I'm guessing you're from the US. I am actually trying to stream a little bit earlier in the day. So steadily shifting my schedule. It's just a bit of an adjustment because I have a lot of different things on, and so yeah, it's a bit of an adjustment. You live in Texas, so it's 10 p.m. there. Okay, right. I have quite a few friends from Texas actually. I should definitely check out your Instagram account. This is beautiful. Thanks, Human Paws. I'm so glad you like it. It's an older painting that I started, I think it was about 2 years ago, and I left it because I was having a lot of issues with blending the acrylic. So I've given it another go now, but I'm going over in oils. So luckily you can, once you start something in acrylics, you can go over in oils, but not the other way around. So I'm in luck, and yeah, it's just going a lot better this way. Things are blending better. I'm more comfortable in oils. You have a few paintings on your Instagram, but they're bad. Why would you think they're bad? I'm sure that's just you being very self-critical, because no, there is no bad artwork. There's just, practice artwork and everything. I've got this. It's gonna be awesome. Thanks, Human Paws. I really do hope so. I really do hope so. I had to fix up a lot of anatomy issues when I started her because, yeah, it's I guess when you start something, once you're very inexperienced and then have another look at it later on, you start seeing all the issues in it. So this was a bit of that kind of situation where, I had to take another look at it and fix up a lot of those anatomy issues. There is only where you are, no good or bad. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you barely started and you have no training, so you just do it for fun. Hopefully one day you can be as good as me. Oh, thanks, Nomi. Yeah, I mean, it's just practice, really. You love it, so nothing else matters. Well, that's the point. I mean, if you love it that much and you dedicate to it every day and you keep at it, there's no reason that you can't, become amazing at it, because it's just about learning, and it's all just a process. It depends really where on that timeline you are, because everybody just needs to practice certain things. And the other thing I've also been telling everybody is, somebody may be good at one thing but not another thing, so it can be quite tricky to compare yourself to others, because they may be good at this one small thing that you're seeing and it looks great, but they may not be able to do, say, draw hands or draw feet or something. They may have those kinds of struggles themselves, and you don't really see that because that's not what they're putting out there. That's not the kind of work they're presenting to everybody to look at, because that's their practice work. So yeah, I feel like it's really difficult to stay positive about your own work at times. What got me into painting? That's a good question, because that's been a while. I used to be a digital artist, so I was only painting in Photoshop to begin with, and with my little Wacom tablet. But yeah, what got me into painting? I guess I wanted to experiment with color. So I always loved drawing. I've always drawn. I used to be very comfortable with a ballpoint pen, and that's what I would be using all the time. But then it got to a point where, you know, I wanted to do something else. So I just wanted to try different mediums. So I started painting digitally, which was really helpful because it meant I didn't have to spend a lot on expensive paint. I could just experiment, I could be free to try out any kind of style I wanted and not worry about messing up a canvas and all of that. And I think that's really important when you're starting out, you know, not needing to think about money and not needing to think about how expensive this or that canvas is or messing up and that kind of thing, you know. So I think digital art is really good for that kind of thing, but there reaches a point where you sort of want to have that artistic experience. I really wanted to be able to get my hands full of paint and feel the paint, you know. So that's why I switched back. I just missed it. I wanted that sort of textural experience, and it's really hard to achieve the same look if you're painting digitally. So that's why I switched over. But yeah, just what got me into drawing was just imagination and wanting to bring characters to life, really. So a couple of different ways to, I guess, see that kind of thing. So I'm just fixing up all the little issues that I can see that I created a long time ago and trying to make them look a little bit more realistic. You love the act of painting, like I said, texture basically. Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so beautiful about, you know, real paint is that you can actually feel that texture and move the paint around like that. There are certain aspects of traditional paint that I find a lot easier than digital because you have, you know, in some ways more control. The downside is you don't have the undo button that you have in digital art, but to a certain extent that actually does help you because it can be a bit of a crutch, you know, when you keep using that and you don't really focus on the paint itself to do all the work for you. So, not always good having too many tools at your disposal, that's for sure. Do you like painting with oils or acrylics, or what's your thing? My favorite is definitely oils. I love how it blends. I love the rich colors. Yeah, just pretty much. Since I found oils, it was like, yeah, this is my thing. This is what I like. And I think once you reach the point where you're comfortable with something and you know that that's what you want to do and work in, it becomes a lot easier, a journey, you know. You just looked into painting and you chose oil. It seemed the coolest. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people do use oils. I love my acrylics though. You should look into golden open acrylics if you ever want to use acrylics. I'll type the name in the chat. So try those. The golden open acrylics are really, really good. They're my favorite acrylics. If I have to use acrylics, that's what I use. But for oils, I'll show you what I use in just a sec. I haven't actually experimented with a lot of different oil paints, to be honest, so I'm not the best person to ask. But this is what I like to use, is Langridge oil paints. I also have their glazing medium, which I use from time to time. And I use their odorless solvent as well, because it doesn't smell as pungent as the other stuff. And then I also use just standard linseed oil on the side. But yeah, that's my little collection. I love my Langridge oils. I found them to have a nice texture, and they're really nice and rich in color. They blend well. Yeah, they're my thing, I guess. Really happy with those. I also really love how you can get these beautiful soft lines with oils. I think that's super awesome. It's a lot harder to achieve that kind of look, in other mediums, I find. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Human Paws. You've never told me what kind of art you like making. We always chat on Charles's stream and over here, and I never know much about you. Unless you've shared that on my Discord and I just don't remember your name, because you guys always use different names on all the platforms and I can't keep up. I just can't keep up. Oil is so particular. You like how malleable it is. Yeah, exactly. That's, I think, the most beautiful part about it, you know? You can really play with it. Well, I've definitely adjusted her hands a lot more. Hard to show you guys properly, but I can see if that will show you guys a little bit more. So I've just made a lot of adjustments to her hands, tried to fix that up a little bit better so it's easier to see, which direction everything is coming from. I don't want her to have these super broad shoulders like she had before, so I toned that down a little bit more, which hopefully helped. You shared a little bit, it's no worries. You mostly do traditional but also do some digital, but your computer is on the fritz at the moment. Oh no, what happened? What happened to your computer? That does not sound good. Or is it just on the brink of dying? On its last breath. And you can just see it coming, right? It's just been so much easier to blend than when I was working with my acrylics. I'm so happy. You're not quite sure, it's glitching out and the keyboard lights are going on and off as well. You have to send it in, it seems. Ooh, that is a weird kind of glitch. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. Yeah, definitely. I hope you get it fixed, and hopefully it's not like an expensive fix as well, because that would suck. Computers can be so pricey. It's awful, isn't it? Digital art is crazy. Maybe you should try it someday. Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely think it's a great way to learn. And some people stick with it. You know, there's amazing artists. If you want to start out looking at good examples of digital art, look at Loish. I'll type her name in the chat as well. Loish's work is, I think her website is loish.net. So have a look at her website. But yeah, she does really amazing artwork, and she's a digital artist. She had a week of doing traditional art as well, which is pretty interesting to see, but mostly does digital art. Besides obviously her sketchbooks, which are traditional, but most of her work she sketches digitally. I have mad respect for an artist like her. She's so good, so good. She was one of the big reasons I got into art to begin with, so you may see some resemblance of her in my work. I'm not sure. It's possible. Just trying to get those reflections from the camera off my work because it's interfering just that little bit, so hopefully you guys can still see and you know, doesn't bother me as much. You just followed me on Instagram. What's my favorite plushie I have? That's a hard thing. I have a lot of favorite plushies. I'll show you one of the ones I have in my studio. Just give me one moment. This is one of my favorite plush toys. It's a bear shark by the musician Avril Lavigne, and it was sold with one of, I think it's her last album, the one that was just Avril Lavigne. So yeah, it's a cute little bear shark, has this little fin in the back. He's super cute. Really adorable. He's super soft as well, but I love him. He's really adorable. I have more, but they're not in this room, unfortunately. I actually just got one the other day by an artist called Honey Lambs. I'll link to his Instagram. I'm pretty sure that's his account. I can actually go show you guys what it looks like. I'll go get my plush toy. Just give me one moment. I've got two of my other favorites that I'll show you guys. This one is the plush toy from NCIS. So it's Abby's hippo, and he actually makes a farting sound, so not sure if you guys could hear that. So yeah, he's definitely, his name's Bert, and he's the plush toy from NCIS and Abby Shooter's little plush toy. So I super love him. He's one of my favorites for sure. And then recently, this is the one I got from Honey Lambs, which is a little spider-eyed bunny. She is super cute, super soft. She has long ears. Apparently she eats moths. I haven't noticed, but that is what it's said to be. But yeah, love her. I always love collecting these kind of eccentric plush toys, so got a bit of a list to go. But yeah, these are the ones I've collected so far that I really love. She also has a bell. Not sure if you guys can hear, but when you jingle her, she's got a bell. So yeah. That's awesome. It really is. Yeah, they're all designer toys, so very expensive to collect, but I feel like it's worth it because I love them. You know, coolest plushie ever. Thanks, Sebastian. Thank you. Glad you think that. Yeah, I've definitely have an eccentric plush toy collection, that's for sure. I have more, but they're all stacked up in my other room, so. You've seen those abnormally long Furbies? No, I haven't. Do link that, please. Do share. Are they also designer kind of Furbies, or where are they from? You follow someone on Twitter who makes plushie bats. Oh, that's pretty cool. Can you send a link to that? Bats are so cute, I know. Funnily enough, I actually used to hate bats, and then my boyfriend sent me these really cute pics of them, and ever since that, I just wasn't able to hate them at all. I just couldn't. They were so cute, so how could I, you know? Let me quickly share that with you guys. There we go. This is the stuff by made by plushies by Alice. That is so cute. Aww. That is so cute. I love how fluffy they are. Too bad I'm not like loved in and stuff. Oh, she makes little tiny spouting whales as well. Hang on, is this all her stuff? Yeah, it is. That's so cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. That is super awesome. Just people who are charmingly weird make them. That is so adorable. Thanks for sharing. Super cool work. So I've definitely made some good progress there, but I think my paint is not letting me go over a lot anymore because it wants to rest before, it wants to dry up. So I'm not going to be able to do a lot to fix that up today, but I can start other sections, which would be definitely very helpful. Do you guys have any cool collectible toys you've gathered over the years? Do I have a favorite color or palette? It depends. My, yellow would definitely be my favorite color. So I've got my cadmium yellow from Language. In general, so that's why I've, incorporated all the yellow down the bottom. But in general, I think it's hard to tell, what color I use most. I feel like I sort of flip around a little bit depending on what mood I'm in, or, what personality I want that character to have, really. I don't think I tend to stick to just one color palette. You collect Mondo posters! Really? I haven't seen Mondos for ages. That is so awesome. Let's see if I can find a good paper bag reference. Zachary, hello, how are you? Welcome. We're just looking up a paper bag reference here at the moment because I'm really just trying to get these birds, food out there, so I need to have a good reference going. And I unfortunately seem to have it all wrong at the moment, so very happy that I looked. Looks like I'm in a different room today. No, I'm not. It's just, this is the grey thing that I've normally got when I'm drawing, so that's the studio stuff behind me. What's my process before painting? Well, what I generally do is sketch something up. So I'll show you the sketch that was planned for this one. So just give me 1 second, I'll grab my sketchbook. And I'll quickly try and find where I did this painting, because it's been a couple of years, so it's quite far. But yeah, I planned the sketch first, and then I transfer it onto my canvas, usually by printing it on something and then transferring that either by heat transfer or just lots of different ways, really. I'm starting to wonder whether it actually is in this book, because yeah, there we go. I'll show you guys up close. This is the sketch that I did to plan this painting out. So it's a little hard to show you guys, but there you can see the whole sketch. Sketch and painting side by side. So yeah, I planned the whole thing in graphite as a sketch, and yeah, then I transfer it over onto my canvas by, you know, either printing it out on the sort of transparent side of sticky paper. So I don't print on the sticky side, I print on the other side, and then I slap that onto my painting. Or what I do is I use like a heat transfer method to get it on my canvas. It just saves me time to not have to redraw everything. So that book cover is awesome too. Thank you. This is by Paper Blanks. They make really, really beautiful old kind of sketchbooks. So yeah. Would I ever do a huge graphite drawing? No, I probably wouldn't. That's a lot of work. Like, the largest I'd probably go would be, like, I guess A3, I think. I don't know, I would rather paint. So neat, thanks Human Paws. Hello Maquito, hello. How are you today? You've got a couple of Paper Blanks journals yourself? Which ones? You never make yourself a journal? Well, I guess it's kind of, you know, as an artist, you tend to be like that. You know, we don't make ourselves things, we make them for others, and then just kind of end up stuck with loads of our own stuff but don't use them. So I've got more anatomy issues to fix here because, yeah, I can't have her legs looking that wide down the bottom. So I gotta fix that up as well. But that's alright. We fixed up the hands, so fixing up the legs shouldn't be too much of an issue as well, you know? You've written some poetry and stuff in. It's got Edgar Allan Poe stuff written on the outside as a design. That is super cool. What illustration jobs do I land? You're curious where this work ends up. At the moment, I don't really work with any agencies, Sebastian. I'm planning my children's book at the moment, which I generally work on in the evenings. So this is my illustration about Humpty Dumpty that I'm currently working on. I'll show you up here. Hopefully you can see a little bit more. But yeah, that's my illustration about Humpty Dumpty, which I'm hoping to send into children's book agencies and get some work in that. At the moment, my work is just for selling on my Etsy store and everything, so yeah, it doesn't really end up anywhere, so to speak, yet. Most of my stuff is private commissions, so people asking me, it's not, well, I would be self-publishing that one, yes, but in the future I'm hoping to work with other authors and, you know, work on their books and such, so bit of a work in progress, that one. You Photoshop the basic idea of your painting and then put the PNG on your phone to look at. You should just draw. I guess so. I mean, if that's where you're most comfortable. But I think it's good to plan something. I mean, whether you plan it on a sketchbook or I generally do always plan them. And the only painting I haven't just, sketched, that I did just sketch straight onto canvas, I'll show you, is this one. My little Freaky Friends painting. But again, this one, I did do a sketch beforehand, but I didn't sketch the other characters as well. It was just a sketch of the girl, and then I wanted to add other characters to her painting as well, so I started sketching straight onto the canvas. You don't have it with you here though, it's all back in Slovakia at the moment. Freaky Friends, yeah, that's what I've called that painting. 3 little freaky friends, Grim Reaper, Pumpkin Reaper, and a freaked out little girl. You really liked my Joloween stuff? Thanks, Normie Osborne. Did you do Joloween as well? Because I found a lot of people to follow this Joloween. They're really, really awesome. It's always great to find, new artists to follow every Joloween, because I'm always so surprised by the creativity, the talent, everything that goes into it. People really go all out with that stuff, which is so awesome to see. No, you didn't. You usually just paint once a week or so. No drawing or anything else. Okay. Well, that's still a good thing to start. Maybe you can, next Halloween, just do one painting for that month. You really enjoyed my pumpkin romance drawing. Thanks, Human Paws. I'll be posting the colored version for that soon, so hopefully not too long. There's this book that does a really cute take on Humpty Dumpty. You think I might like it. Instead of Humpty falling and cracking, Humpty hatches into a bird. Oh, I probably will like that. That sounds super cool. Let me have a look. hang on. After the full page. That is so cute. Oh, I can enlarge it. No. So happy for Humpty. Happy ending, right? That's definitely a good one. Thank you for showing that, Sebastian. Love to have a storybook of that. Oh my goodness, thanks for the sub, Human Paws. I really appreciate that. That means a lot, thank you. Your partner just bought you a Francis Bacon print for your birthday. You're gonna hang it above your bed. I don't know Francis Bacon's artwork. What kind of work what kind of print is it of? Actually, you were just checking notes on your phone and you found a few poems. They're so sad and pitiful. Definitely had your heart broken that time. Oh, on Discord? You've been there for sure. Don't worry about it. Like, are you reading poetry on Discord? Oh, well, I really do appreciate it, Human Paws. You have no idea how much it helps. Thank you. We were talking about the poems you wrote in that book and if you share them. Ah, right. It's this one? Oh, that's the print your partner gave you, is that? Let me have a look. What is that? For some reason I can't zoom. There we go. Very small for me. What is that? That looks like a cool dog. My screen resolution on here is actually so terrible, so trying to figure out what is going on here. Is it like mixed media kind of stuff, or is this painted? Oh, you think the website's weird? Got it. It's oil and pastel. I love oil and pastel together. That is super creative. Oh, see you, Maquito. You're heading out, Zach? Okay, that's alright. See you around. It's 1 year. In 1 year, it's gonna be the 75th year since it's been painted. Whoa. That is crazy. That is so crazy. I definitely have a lot of work to do to fix up the anatomy on her dress, that's for sure. But I'll get there eventually. Not the end of the world. Just gonna slowly chip away at it. Have I ever done drapery studies? No, I probably should. It'll make my life a lot easier, but I haven't. I used to really despise, painting drapery. Not anymore though, but this is a painting I started a long time ago, so there are lots of issues with it that I'm now trying to resolve, but easier said than done when you're working over an old piece and the bulk of it's already laid out and you're trying to work against yourself in some ways, but I'm not too concerned. I know that it'll get there eventually. That's all that matters. I have such great energy. You appreciate me streaming and sharing my vibes and talent. Aw, thanks, Human Force. That means a lot. Some days I'm actually feeling like, oh, I don't know if you guys even want to watch me because I'm so quiet and focused and, you know, worried about where everything's gonna get to. So I'm really happy to hear that it's still like a fun process to watch. That's good to know. Sometimes I get lost in the work. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's when I feel like most at home though. So I'm really happy to hear that it's not too boring to watch, you know? Because those are the best of times, that's for sure. It is, thank you. No, thank you, because your support really, really helps and means the world, honestly. Thank you just for being here as well. Yeah, definitely have improved the composition, that's for sure. You're one of the few painters you could find on Twitch. There's so much anime, that alone makes me worth watching. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think I've also struggled finding traditional artists. Yeah, trying to think. So, a Twitch artist that does painting, but she doesn't do it very often, but she does from every now and again, is Camilla Derrico. So yeah, go check her out from time to time. Trying to think of another one. Another traditional artist is my friend from university. We studied together. Is Sarah. Hang on. Okay. Not sure why it said that. Not sure why it did that. But her Twitch username is Cesar, so check her out as well. She does traditional art. Another good one is Charles Lister. He does really amazing sketching. I love his work. Another one is Chloe Ventura. She also does traditional art, so I'm not sure why some of those shoutouts don't work, but you guys get the gist. There's a couple of those and I always love watching them, so those are some of my favorites. Charles is amazing. Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at someone who's basically, he looks like he was born sketching, like before he was even born. Go and have a look at Charles's work. Yeah, definitely do check them out. So Chloe Ventura does basically like a varied range of traditional media. She does gouache, she does watercolors, she does acrylics, pretty much a bit of everything really. So you'll never really find the same thing every time you go on her stream. Sarah, so Cesar, does watercolors and she does dragons, so Pokemon as well, but predominantly she does dragon paintings, and she's a really, really good watercolor artist. So and then Camilla Derrico is another pop surrealist artist like myself, who does, you know, artwork in a certain niche, and I think she paints in oils as well. So yeah, definitely a few of us on here, but I don't think the traditional artists on here stream very often. So I think I probably am one of those who streams more often than not, you know. Cryomira is also a great traditional artist, and Sayo. Okay, I don't know them. Oh, I'll see if I can do a little shout out to those as well. Hang on. Out of curiosity, what North American artists do I know of? You're wondering if I'm going to say one of your professors' names. Are you meaning Mark Ryden? Like, I love Mark Ryden's work. Definitely. Your partner loves pop surrealist art. It's her birthday tomorrow. Oh, well, tell her happy birthday from me. Maybe it's Siseo art? Right. And yeah, you think us traditional artists should definitely play on this platform a lot more. You think it'd be good for our art world, so much more collaboration. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the predominant reason I started it was because work like this is very time consuming, and you know, it really helps, I guess, one, raise awareness for traditional art and how you know, how time consuming it is, how much effort goes into traditional media. And the other reason is it's just nice to be able to chat with you guys while I'm working, and you know, helps pass the time when paint is drying and I need to wait. So you don't know Mark Ryden, you'll check him out. Yeah, Mark Ryden is a known master, so if you don't know him, you don't, like, it almost feels to me like you don't know the origin of pop surrealism, because he is amazing, that's for sure. You've been debating on starting to stream for that very reason. Well, that's a good idea. Do let us know, you know, when you do start streaming. Share that in Discord, and we would love to have a look. Love to see your work. Actually, you do know his work. You didn't know the name. Your professor showed him to you. Yeah, I'm sure you know him, because pretty much everybody does. He's really, really good at his work. That's for sure. You're just so tired you can't think straight. It's say your aunt. No worries. Well, I will jot that down on a note and definitely check those two out. That's for sure. So yeah, definitely have done, you know, some good changes today with her, her anatomy fixed up. It's not looking as terrible and out of place as it did before. So I'm really glad to see that. But I have a lot of work to do, definitely. Still a ways to go. This painting is going to take me a very long time. But I'm going to enjoy it, that's for sure. We've been going for about 2 hours now. So still a ways to go. I normally paint for about 3 hours in the daytime, and then when the afternoon comes I do another painting session. So yeah, slowly I'll get there. But I need to start adding in a lot of the texture. You know, I'm obviously going over it a bit, so I'm ruining some of the texture, but I'm going to be adding it back in when I go over once it's dry, so it won't be too much of an issue. Really just want to get the, you know, major stuff fixed that's being out of place, like, you know, the anatomy issues I'm having, all those kinds of things. Once those are fixed, I can focus on the fun bits, and I can't wait for that. You do mixed media with collage and paint for us who are interested. You guess you'll go ahead and start streaming then. Here's your Instagram. Oh, let me have a look at your Instagram. I think I've seen your Instagram. Yeah, I've definitely seen your Instagram, that's for sure. But yeah, do tell us when you start, you know, doing some traditional art on Twitch. We'd love to have a look. What? No way? That's so cool. What's so cool? What exactly? Did I miss something? Well, you're off for the night. See you later. Hopefully you can catch more of my streams. Well, I hope so too, Normie. I'm trying to stream earlier and earlier every day now, so hopefully tomorrow or like by the end of next week, you know, it should we should be streaming earlier in the mornings, and that should work better for your time zone, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'd love to see you again, and thank you again so much for the sub. I really appreciate that. Means a lot. Every little bit helps. Yes, I have seen your stuff before. It looks cool. Glad you've shared that on Discord as well. So now I at least don't have an issue because her body is, you know, the right length from here to here. So I fixed up most of those glaring issues of limbs and things being too big or too small and out of place. Hopefully that's resolved fully. But I need to get started on other things, and I think I need smaller brushes for what I'm gonna do now, because I'm definitely going to be working a little bit more fine. So I need to go a little bit smaller. So I just want her to look like she's, you know, chucking the seeds, because I'm gonna have seeds dropping from her hands as well. So I want her looking like she's dropping those seeds to the birds. definitely a lot easier. You know, if you're comfortable with a medium, it just works so much better. I'm obviously very used to oils at the moment, so it's very easy for me to work with this versus the acrylics just was a lot more difficult for me. I used to be, you know, a fully acrylic artist, but I don't know. Ever since I've switched over to oils, I just can't go back. I'm just so comfortable in it. I think it's just, you know, you can maneuver the paint around a lot longer, and because of the amount of detail I want to put into this, it just really helps. It really allows me to work it up to the extent that I want to, you know, and it's just more freeing than constantly worrying about dry times and such, so much more comfortable working in oils. But acrylics definitely have their place, and certain things that you can't really do, you know, with oils in the same way. Acrylics is nice and flat and doesn't have a lot of texture, so if that's what you're looking for, that's going to be your thing. But for me, I like this. I want to be doing it this way, so yeah. I think my mum's going to be really excited that I'm working on her painting again, because she can't wait for this one to be finished. And I let it rest for a very long time, so I think she's been sort of feeling like it's never gonna get done, and no, I'm definitely gonna finish it for her, you know. I always like finishing what I start. Don't like putting things on hold and waiting, you know, later. That's why it's really bugged me that I waited so long to get back into this one, because I don't like doing that. I'm gonna have to wait with this on because the paint is still so wet on here that it's not letting me do a lot, but that's okay. I can go back to it later, you know. Not a major issue. Thank you for the follow, Aman F. Salam. I'll just call you Salam. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. thank you for the follow as well, False Visual. Feel free to introduce yourself, guys. Tell us a bit about your art and, you know, the artists that you like to follow. Okay, Human Paw, see you later. Catch you again another time, either on this stream or Charles's stream. I'll see you around, I'm sure. Endless Disorder, hello, how are you? My art is lovely, thank you, thank you. So glad that you liked my work. You're doing good, how am I? I'm good. Yeah, I'm excited because I just got to, you know, work on this piece all day and I'm really happy. Thank you for the follow, Vicky. Glad to have you on board. Please tell us a little bit about you and your art, or you know, your interests, what you like to do. Yeah, this painting is going to take me quite a long time still because, you know, I had a lot of errors to fix up because I worked on this a very long time ago and I'm sort of reworking it at the moment. So my painting style has completely changed in a sense, which is making it hard, and that's why I really hate letting a piece rest and not finishing it soon enough, because so much changes really, and you learn a lot, and then the next time you try and touch it, it's, you know, you realize how much work it has, and it can be quite frustrating. So this one had a lot of issues I needed to fix up because yeah, I just learned a lot over the years, and now those issues need to be addressed. So a bit of a puzzle actually. I'll just bring up the reference I had for the paper bags under area. That's pretty odd. I always thought they had like folded sections. I want to give mine folded sections. I'm gonna do mine differently. I want my paper bag to be folded on the bottom. Hopefully that looks a little bit more like a paper bag, you know? But gotta wait for it to dry because I can't add too much detail at this point. Paint won't let me rework it. Gotta wait for it to dry up. Still not quite sure if I'm entirely happy with that hand, but for now I'll go with it, you know? I'll fix it up later. If it's still an issue and still bugging me, I can always come back to it and address it later. At the moment, I am just trying to get more areas fixed up, so trying to start seeing what's going on here, really. Slowly getting there. Ever so slowly. I don't think it's gonna let me rework a lot of these areas at the moment because I've got, I've got the paint so wet and the layers below just don't like being pushed around. They want to have some time to settle down before I go back into it, but I'll do what I can. That's always the thing, oil paint is a real patience game, but always that's like the good side about it and the bad side, so you gotta take it as it comes. You both benefit and don't benefit out of it, so. You checked out my Instagram and you love it. Thank you, False Visual. I'm so glad you liked my Instagram. You're so sweet. Truly so sweet. Which was one of your favorite pieces? So I kind of get an idea of what your taste is like. hoping you guys can actually see the progress on the hands and things since we started, because I know it's a slow process, but I am definitely feeling much more satisfied with her now than when I started. She had so many issues that, you know, when I sat down, I just was like, okay, where do I even start? Because, you know, I can see issues pretty much everywhere. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mess, really. Hi, Maquito. Oh, you guys know each other. That is one cool emote, that eyeball kind of monster thing. I like him. You love my Humpty drawing. Halloween Day 13 grey one is also so good. That Squatch and Lagoon. Oh, just no need to pick a fave. Thank you, False Visual. I'm so glad. I'm really glad to hear you like the Humpty drawing, because I'm planning a large book on that one, and I've been wondering what people's feedback was on that, so it's good to know. Good to know. Sandy Boy, hello! You love this piece I'm working on. Thank you. Yeah, it's a piece with some guinea fowl. The idea is this is a piece from my mum, so she grew up on a farm with lots of guinea fowl, so I kind of wanted to portray like a childhood version of herself. So yeah, this is her basically on their farm, I guess, in a way. And yeah. The heart is from Cody's channel, the He Draws Monsters. Yeah, I've seen Cody drawing. He just draws at times when I'm generally not online, so either that or I'm always on Charles's stream when he is online, I think. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't really caught any of his streams, so that's a bit sad. But one of these days I'll be there. But yeah, I've got a lot of work on this one, so long way to go. It'll keep me busy for sure. I'm pretty sure Cody has started some kind of drawing challenge as well. Or like where he shows off you guys' work, you know? I'm not 100% sure, but I do follow him. I just never see him online when I'm online. That's time zones for you. I do live in a very tricky time zone, so, you know. Gotta leave that and wait till it dries before I keep fiddling with it and mess things up even more. So I'll let that be, but I do need to figure out what kind of thing I want to do with her dress. I'm not entirely sure how I want to style her dress because I haven't really planned it out, but I'll have a look, see if I can find something, you know, some sort of plan for what I want to do, because I kind of just winged it, really. Didn't really have anything specific that I wanted to do with it, but I might think about that overnight and sort of come back to it another time. These birds are so tiny, it's gonna be a real chore to, you know, get work done on them, that's for sure. And they've got a little bit of a bluish tint as well. Sky Zero, hello, welcome, how are you? How has your day been? I really want to try and lighten up the background area here with the bird, because I want the bird to be the main thing that you see. So I need to try and just lighten up this background area so there's enough contrast for him to stand out, you know? You followed my Instagram from your pet photography account. Ah, right. Well, if you have a pet account, go visit my parrot's Instagram, and then I'll follow you back. This is Zazu's Instagram account. He also has a website where you can look at a bunch of pictures of him. You finished using water-soluble oil paints. They made you so nauseous, so you're sticking to watercolor, gouache, and acrylics. Really? That is so strange. So sad as well, because I love oils. Most of this painting has been done in acrylics though. I'm now working in oils because I want to get really nice blending effects, and I can't exactly achieve that in the same way with acrylics, so You love oils too, but you guess your body doesn't like them. Yeah, what a tragedy, hey? I mean, that sucks. Surely, like, there must be some brand you could try and use, but trying, like, that would be one expensive experiment to try and find out, right? That is a real shame. Followed Zazu? You always wanted to try oils. Well, thanks for following Zazu. He will definitely appreciate the follow. He's currently chilling outside because I don't like him being in the studio when I'm painting. Just too many toxins. But yeah. What kind of pet do you have? So why haven't you tried oils yet? False visual? Just too expensive, or you're a bit nervous to take the plunge, or what is it? You started to get back into art and are trying to go back to doing traditional art. You've been stuck in a box that you can't get yourself out of. So stuck in a box meaning you've been doing digital art, or stuck in a box that meaning you haven't really done art for a while? I'm really happy to hear that you're getting back into it. Digital art? Yeah, that's it's a bit of a learning curve, isn't it? Going back to traditional art once you've kind of been doing things digitally. And really, it's about finding your thing, you know. Some people prefer working digitally and others don't, so yeah, it just kind of depends how you're comfortable working. But for me, this is definitely my thing. I'm very happy I switched back to traditional art. I feel like I can express my work a lot better in this format than digitally. Well, both? Both? Okay. Well, I really hope that you keep at it. Art is such a beautiful hobby and beautiful passion and talent to grow, so definitely hope that you keep at it, that's for sure. feel traditional is more satisfying. It is a bit more scary at this point. Okay, well, I would agree with you. That is why I switched over as well. You know, I just loved being able to feel the paint really, and yeah, just be part of the process physically. Whereas traditionally, you kind of feel a bit distant from the artwork. At least to me, that's how I feel, and yeah, I think that's why I really am so happy that I switched back. Yeah, both definitely do have their merits, you know, both digital and traditional. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to what do you like to work in and what do you prefer most. So, because only you know truly what you're trying to express, so you got to figure that out for yourself, which is always one of the biggest issues of the journey, isn't it? Knowing which direction to take with your art is such a big part of everything, and it can be really daunting to figure out. Thank you for inspiring. Oh, thank you so much for the bits, false visual. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. You're so sweet. It's you guys who inspire me to keep at this, you know, stay to my art and be dedicated to it. So yeah, thank you. These little birds are definitely gonna take me a long time, that's for sure. But I'm really enjoying doing them. They're super detailed and everything, so I always love painting things that have a lot of detail in them. Which these guys most definitely do, you know. They are super detailed. So awesome little subjects to be able to put my hand to. think I need a bit more of a cobalt blue. See, I don't have phthalo blue, which is what I used for the birds, you know, the birds' faces and necks. So I have a bit of an issue, because my blue is definitely very different and doesn't look like that. It's more, it's a lot paler, and I can't get it looking quite the same. So if I try and mix a tiny bit of yellow and see if that will help. Could get it just that little bit, but I think it's going to make it just green. Really darkens it as well. Yeah, it's not quite the same color. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and try and find some proper blue, because I don't really have the right tone here. And I really don't want to be changing the colors, because I love how vibrant they are, you know. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys were aware, but parrots are actually the only species of bird, as far as I'm aware, that have two toes on the front and two at the back. Most other birds have three. Very fascinating. I didn't know that for a long time, and then I read it somewhere, so that's pretty cool. So these aren't parrots, so I need to try and see what their feet looks like. Because they will definitely have three, but I think their back claw is definitely more, like it goes up a little bit, which is different to mine. I need to make some adjustments. I just want to keep the back leg a little bit more faint because, you know, it's dusty and everything, and that back leg is hiding away among the dust, so it doesn't have to be as defined as the front leg. I just really want to show that it's there, show that it makes sense. There we go. I don't want to have a very obvious border at the top, but I just want that slight little detail that you can see where he's ending. Now I can start the next one, and then I'm going to add the spots once it's dry, because I don't want to, you know, fiddle around with that when all the paint's wet. It's just going to go all blurry on me, and I'm going to struggle too much, so this should be better once it's dry. Definitely getting quite far today, that's for sure. We've gone for around 3 hours now, so I made a lot of progress. So I'm really happy about that. Looks fantastic. Thank you, False Visual. Yeah, hopefully next time you see it, it'll, you know, have undergone even more changes and be closer to the finished goal, but I'll get some proper blue paint, some phthalo blue, because I've only got cobalt blue. So yeah, if I have some phthalo blue, I'll be able to work more on the birds, and I'm going to pick up a couple of different paints on the weekend, which would be super fun. So I'm always excited to go paint shopping, that's for sure. But I think I need a bit of a break because it's been 3 hours and I am definitely trying to stay focused at the moment. So I think I'll continue working on this one tonight so we can go and find somebody else to raid. And I'll see you guys either tomorrow same time or tonight if you guys are up. Probably be morning for those of you who are in the States, or I don't know what time it will be for the rest of you, but I'll quickly go and see who we can raid. And it looks like, so would you guys like to follow another traditional artist? Because it looks like there is another person painting a ship at the moment, so it would be great if we could go and give her a bit of a raid. It's a really detailed ship. She's also doing traditional art, painting in oils, and yeah, I'm sure she'll really appreciate if we popped by and visited her stream for a bit. So yeah, if you guys would like to follow me along there, that would be great. Otherwise, if you're not already following me on Twitch, please do so, because I'd love to see you all again. And thank you to everybody today who has subbed and cheered. False Visual, I know you're still here, so thank you to you as well. And yeah, just really appreciative of you guys popping by and keeping me company, really. So let us quickly go and raid. Her name is Sarah, actually. Sarah is painting. So I'll see you guys there, or I'll catch you another time in one of my next streams. Bye, guys!